Well, welcome back. It's Greg Bell from the Ray White Surfers Paradise Group. And with me today, I have one of our leading commercial sales agents, Ryan Langham. This is part 2 of our first and one of the best interviews I've had for some time. So welcome back, Ryan. So being here now 3 years with Ray White Surfers Paradise, and you were at our Southport office for a while.
Yes.
How's the support and the leadership and the training, etc., that you've experienced to date?
It's been phenomenal. It's always been great. I've always been someone who likes to be, shown a bit of direction, but not also being provided with, a type of monopoly approach or an over-the-top management style. Because I'm a go-getter, I get out there and I do my own thing, but it's nice to be backed up when you need to be. Yeah,
and you are one of the hardest workers or agents I've seen in terms of due diligence. So you start early and you finish late. I've often got communication from you late on a Saturday afternoon, and that's not notoriously where commercial agents hang out, but you find if I put the work in, I'll get the rewards.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Real estate's never been a 9 to 5 kind of job. I've always been under the impression, the sooner you get back to someone, the more information you can provide them, they'll become, repeat clients of yours.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm working towards on a daily basis, hourly basis.
Yeah, and we are in the service industry.
We are.
That's it. And our greatest quality is our ability to service clients, buyers, sellers, and to communicate to them. So when you're instructed to sell an asset on behalf of a client, what sort of reporting do you do in terms of letting the vendor know numbers of people, signs up? Do you want to change anything in the ads or anything? How often are you speaking to them or emailing?
I would speak to my current clients probably 3 or 4 times a day, if need be, but definitely at least once a day.
Right.
Morning, first time I get into the office, any updates from overnight inquiries or the activity that we're going to do. Then follow that up with obviously an afternoon call. If we can't reach them, always send a text message or email, just keeping everyone informed as to where everything is at.
Do you get much traction for buyer inquiry off social media?
We've seen a bit of an inquiry lately, but it has particularly been the type of stock and location, I think, from the social media side.
Yeah, it's becoming a very important part of our marketing programs. Drone photos,
That's
so on and
extremely
so on,
important,
in and out, and putting it into Facebooks, Instagrams and so on. But you're participating in that activity now?
Yeah, I always have some sort of social media presence with our commercial listings, whether it's vacant or tenanted. We've got one running now with a small office in Bundle. Social media campaign, it's received 10,000 views so far, and then about 58 odd click-throughs, which is very important because social media is always about interaction and engagement with those prospective buyers or sellers as well.
Yeah, and look, I find it's a combination of a lot of things. Print media is so important. You support that?
Definitely, yeah. We recently ran a campaign where we had an ad on the Saturday paper, commercial property going to auction. We got 5 calls back that afternoon. Yeah,
so that's a result of ads in papers. And agents are thinking that social media, internet is the answer. It is a combination of everything. We're instructing our agents now to put bigger signs on properties because there's a lot of signs in the marketplace from not only us but other agents. You want to stand out.
Exactly, yeah, you have to.
Yeah, and real commercial and commercial real estate, the 2 big portals for us, big elites, plenty of photos, quality photos. So to get the inquiry that you need in 2019 and beyond, an agent really needs to be in every market, whether it's each of those. I find personally that you may not get response of an ad in the paper, but there's people out there that'll have on Friday a coffee, breakfast, and they'll be going through it. And they're starting to do some research. They might see that property and say, I'm going to drive out this afternoon. I might drive out over the weekend. I might go online and look at it. They may not ring you it straight away, but as a result of that activity being in the bulletin, the Gold Coast Bulletin on a Friday, to me is essential because it sends all sorts of opportunities out to us. Are you noticing an increase in buyer inquiry, or is it falling off?
Definitely an increase in buyer inquiry after the elections.
Yeah.
After everything that's happened this financial year, we're noticing that everything's picking back up, business as usual.
And what's the mood amongst vendors? Is there a reluctance for people to want to sell? Or are they saying, yeah, if I get the right price, I'll sell?
I'm getting both spectrums. If you talk to enough people, you'll find someone who I guess wants to sell at the right price, but then you're getting others that are in that different cycle of life where they need to either move on the property and look for another investment. But at the moment we're seeing it from both sides, I would say. And
how are you reading the market for the balance of 2019? And I like to go into mid-2020. I see nothing but an upside and confidence. How do you see it?
Definitely confidence in the marketplace. We're seeing that yields are compressing a little bit because there's more cash buyers around. Finance is taking a little bit longer to get through, but at the end of the day, they still are getting finance, but it's just being aware of, I guess, the buyer's needs and the seller's needs and making sure you can get a transaction that's satisfactory for both.
So you see a sort of a crushing of yields compacting downwards?
At least until the end of this year, and then it'll probably ease off a bit more.
And that will be as a direct result of term deposits and the small returns you will receive from a bank.
Yeah.
So I'm better off, superannuation buyer, a couple of $1 million I want to invest, going into commercial real estate. And you're seeing that yourself?
Definitely. I was in a meeting with one of our clients last week and they said to me, there's no point in having a term deposit when I can buy a property cash and still get a better return than what we're seeing in the banks at the moment.
That's right. And then, for every difficulty, and it's been difficult with the Royal Commission and where it's all gone, there's always an upside. And the upside is that as interest rates fall, investors are coming out, particularly cashed up ones, and saying, can't leave my money in a bank.
No, that's right.
As long as you've got quality tenants, that is the number one. It's not even so much the property. It's the strength of the tenant and the length of the lease. That is the attraction for an investor.
And that's what they're looking for more so now.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
Really appreciate the opportunity. I know you're a busy man, but it's wonderful to give our audience an insight into our marketplace, and you've been able to provide that. I think everybody's got the understanding that commercial real estate should be on my let's investigate list or must do list, and for the reasons you've said, and the opportunities for any agents coming into the market and saying, I think I'd like to be in real estate, to see someone having only been in it 3 years to be as successful as you is a great statement. So anyone out there who is thinking of a career in commercial real estate, Ray White Surfers Paradise have opportunities, and he's a walking legend. But thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for having me.